DigitalKnowledgeBox.com.
Hello, and welcome to the very first podcast episode for Digital Knowledge Box. Hello, it's Presto here for Digital Knowledge Box, and I'm here today to talk to you all about the website digitalknowledgebox.com, this podcast to tell you what you can expect in the future, and hopefully to get you on the path towards making your own dollars trickle in from that wonderful thing we call the World Wide Web, the internet. To start out with, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an internet marketer, and what I specialize in is creating information products. So if you don't know what an information product is, you've probably come across a handful of them without even realizing it. But that can be anything from an ebook online or a DVD. I mean, it can be pretty much anything, a piece of music. Anything that you can digitize is the type of product that I specialize in. So taking a product like a recipe book and turning it into something that can be shared online, and then creating a website around that product, and then making it available for customers to swing by and pick up while you don't even have to be there. You just set it and forget it, move on to the next one. That's just a brief introduction to what an information product is. I also wanted to kind of give you a heads up on where I'm coming from. I'm a degreed professional, and I pretty much was working a 9 to 5, which turned into an 8 till 7, which turned into some weekends. And I just got real burnt out with the lifestyle of working for somebody else. And so when the whole economy went down the tubes, and so it really provided an opportunity for me to step out on my own and develop my internet business. I had been working on the concept of how to make money online because it really appealed to me for a variety of reasons. For one, the lifestyle of being an internet marketer is great once you get the thing up and running. I mean, I have a virtual office. I work from home. I set my own hours. Yeah, I work probably more than I ever have in my life, but I can tell you when you first start making those sales and you see some money coming in for something that you've created, it's like no feeling you've ever had before when you've worked for somebody else. Part of what I have set up this website, Digital Knowledge Box, to share with you and everybody else out there is my learning process. And as I learn, I like to share that information so that other people can benefit from it as well. So what is the idea of passive income? But passive income is nothing new. I mean, this could be something as simple as, a vending machine, right? So if you own a bunch of vending machines and you put them in 10 different key locations, those vending machines are just sitting there plugged in, and people are coming up to them and buying Cokes and chips and whatnot out of them every day. And you're not sitting there actively handing these people their Cokes and their chips, right? So you put that vending machine in place, and then you come by once a month or however often. And so all of that income becomes passive, which means you're not actively involved in getting the income from the vending machine after it's set in place. And so that's what this whole entire website that I'm creating here is all about. It's all about the practical tools and steps that you can take to create passive income online. And so some of the advantages of creating passive income online are, it's pretty cool. You could make money while you sleep. I mean, there's been plenty of days that, I'll wake up the next morning and there's some sales just waiting for me. And, you're not exchanging your time for money. Once you get an information product set up, you no longer have to spend active time setting up that product in order to gain more sales. Okay. So it's totally scalable. I mean, let's say you've made a $10 ebook on how to train your dog. I mean, once the website's in place, I mean, yeah, that takes time. Creating the product takes time. But then once you get it finally launched, you don't have to spend any more time dealing with that product, right? You can just pile product on top of product on top of product, and pretty soon you're going to have a whole handful of information products that are going to be making you money. All right, so I've been really plugging all these great things about this lifestyle, the money, the passive income, but I really don't want to come across as one of those get rich quick dudes, I can't stand that. I mean, so I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to tell you that there are some disadvantages, and this way you can be prepared for what is headed your way if you decide to undertake a project like this. Okay, so there's no guarantee of money from your time spent on a project like this. So what I mean by that is, let's say it's your very first project and you have set up to create an ebook that teaches people how to shave their face. Okay, and this is an ebook which takes you, let's say it takes you a week to write this whole ebook because it's a very intense course on how to shave your face. Well, first of all, you can pretty much assume that a how to shave your face ebook is not going to sell like hotcakes, right? But let's say that you didn't have that assumption, right? Because you're very passionate about teaching your method for how to shave a face, and you think, oh, this is just going to be great. And who knows, prove me wrong. I mean, somebody listening to this might go home and make a how to shave your face ebook just to prove me wrong. And that'd be great. But what I'm getting at is, so you spent a week building this ebook, and then you spend 2 weeks, let's say you make howtoshaveyourface.com. Okay. So now it's your first website. So it maybe takes you a little bit of time to put the whole thing together. Or let's say you hire somebody, you pay them, $500, $1,000 to build a very simple website where you can sell your ebook. Okay, so now you've got this ebook, you've got everything in place, and you're thinking, okay, launch time. Let's go send out a massive email to everybody you know, and nobody buys. And so that's the reality of it. If you make a product, there's no guarantee that all the time that you spent, all the money and energy that you spent making that product is going to turn around sales. Now, with that being said, the other beautiful thing about the internet is that there are niche markets all over the place. Okay, so no matter what you're thinking about right now, there's probably a niche market for it, and you can probably find a handful of people who will buy that item. And who knows, it might really surprise you as to how much people will pay to have that information. So don't let that discourage you, but I just wanted to be real with you about that. The other thing is that you do have a certain learning curve depending on how computer savvy you are, because this is a business that is set up to be virtual and all based online, right? So that sounds really cool, but guess what? You have to know, or you have to figure out how to do that. And I'm not going to get into that this episode. That'll be a whole series of episodes, and I'm here to help you out with that learning curve. That's what I'm creating here is, I want it to be a complete place that you can turn to get all the information that you would need to develop a website and a product in order to make passive income. So all in all, the biggest disadvantage is that there's just a good amount of time of work that you have to do before you even start to see any sort of a return on your investment. So I hope that these tips and tidbits sort of warm you up to all the topics that, or at least an idea of what is going to be covered in this podcast in the future. I want to go ahead and remind you that in order to really have this excel, it helps a lot to have people listening. So please, if you found me on iTunes, go ahead and subscribe. Let your podcatcher pick up this podcast as it comes out, and start to take part. Visit the website, leave some comments, let me know what's on your mind, and I'll see you here next time for practical steps on learning how to build your very first website.
DigitalKnowledgebox.com